Okay, so now then what I want to do is I want to apply some layer styles. I want to apply some stroke and a drop shadow to this, and you can do that with the selected area here. Come on over here to your layer styles, click on that, click on stroke, click on the color, and I want black, and I want to knock this back to a number 2. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put a drop shadow in there, and the default 505 is fine for me. You can play around with this as much as you want, but for the sake of this video, I'm not. And on your own time, you're more than welcome to. So that's fine. Now then, what I want to do is I want to make this, I want to make the COM look exactly the same here. I want the elements from here to be over here. Quite simple. You right click, copy layer style, right click, paste layer style. Bada bing, bada boom. Good to go. Now then, what we want to do is, oh darn it, I did it again. You don't know how many times I've done this. This COM is actually upside down. Let me show you what I mean. What I want to do is I want to select both of these so I can invert this into a vertical position instead of the current horizontal. So with one of these selected, hold my control key down and click on the other one. And again, I get the bent arrow over here. Left click, hold, and drag. And again, repeat the process up here. Type in the 90, and we're good. Hit enter. That deselects this. Now you see how the COM is upside down? That's not going to work for me. So with the COM selected, with only the COM selected, come on up here to Edit, Transform, Rotate 180. There we are. We're fine and dandy. Now what we want to do is we want to select both of these again, hold the control key down. Both of these are selected. Let's move them into position where we're going to want them to end up at. And this is the top corner. And if you're not sure, you can use this over here, the navigator screen, to see where we're at. Of course, I don't know about you, but I'm fine without the navigator screen. But I've got a couple other elements that I want to put in up here, those peppers, those jalapeno peppers. So let's go ahead and bring them onto the screen. But as far as the distance from the left border, that's about fine. And I've got room up here for the pepper up top and the pepper down at the bottom. So now then we can just deselect these guys here. Let's add another layer. Let's go ahead and bring in that pepper. And I've already done some work on it, so I want to, what I did was, originally whenever I received this, it had a white background, not the transparent that is there currently. And I just deleted the white background, leaving the pepper all on its own. So now that I'm just going to, with the move tool selected, click, hold, and drag. That's one way. You can also, from the layers box, click, hold, and drag. Now I want to add some goodies here, and just to show you, there's no background. All you're seeing covering the text there is the pepper itself. And before, all this here would be white, and that would also be covering the text. It just doesn't look right. So now I want to apply, oh wait, I want this to be above the COM. Okay, so these guys are all cool. So now I want to apply some layer styling to the pepper. I want to put a stroke and a drop shadow there. So let's go ahead and repeat the process we did with our text. Actually, I want the red stroke there. Give it that hot look. Yeah, but 3 is a bit much. I'm going to go 2. 2 is good. And let's also add a drop shadow. And again, that's fine and dandy, just the way the default, 505. Now then, I want to shrink this down because it's a little bit oversized for what we're working with here. And repeat the process as we did with the COM. Find the corner, left hold, and hold your shift key down, and then drag it inward. And this maintains the aspect ratio. That looks about like a good size. Now I want to change the angle here a bit. Hit enter, and we're good. Now that I want one at the top and one at the bottom. So with the move tool selected, put your mouse in here and you got the black arrow. Hold your control and alt key down, and you can see there's two, hold it just right, there's 2 arrows in there, a white and a black. Left click, hold, and drag. Now you've got 2 identical peppers. And we'll just move this guy over to the bottom here and move this guy to the top here. And we're just about done, except let's take another look here. What do we got? Have to move this back out. We have our gradient here. Now, one reason why I didn't add that before when it was in its horizontal state was because whenever we change it from horizontal to the current vertical, the gradient would not move with it. The gradient would still remain in a horizontal state. In other words, well, let me just show you what I'm talking about. To get this, we had to do the gradient after we get the text in the direction that we wanted it. There, that's good enough. You'll see what I'm talking about. And once you get to doing it yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. So now then, we want to add a gradient overlay to our text, because if you just go here and add a gradient, you're not going to add it to your text, you're going to add it to the entire page here. And that's not what you want. Trust me, been there, done that. So now then, what we want to do is go to our text here. I'm going to click these bad boys. We'll just do this one here. And again, we can do the same thing as we did before. Once we add that element, because that's what this is a layer style, then we'll just copy that layer style over to our COM part here, and all will be right with the world. So click on our layer styles, gradient overlay. See how it changed already? And right now it's set up for the same way that it would have been had we had these guys horizontal, because that's a 90 degree. We want it to be at 0. That's how it is now, where the dark is at the far left and the light is at the far right. Now the dark, we want it to be red-ish, and the light, we want it to be more of an orange color. Maybe a little more orange. Just like that. Hit OK. Hit OK. And again, too, this might be a good spot. If you go back here, click on this. If you click on this, you see here, these are the hexadecimal numbers or characters I was referring to earlier. If you wanted to match these exactly to your existing blog or web page, that ColorZilla eyedropper tool from the Firefox add-on, that tool will come in greatly, very handy at this. Anyway, that's one of the reasons for that. Okay, so we're good to go here, and we're good here. We got that set at 0 instead of the default 90. So all is right. Now we just want to open this up. Come on down to the gradient overlay, right click, and where are we at here? Copy layer style, and then right click. Hang on, let me move this. Come on down here. Right click and paste layer style. As you can see, it was seamlessly entered right there. And that, folks, is our background image. Now be sure and save this as a JPEG, a GIF, or a PNG. And you want to make sure that it is 800 kilobytes or smaller in size. So once that's done, and then in the next video we're going to go ahead and cover uploading this, installing your custom background image, as well as tweaking and changing some of the other detailed elements about your Twitter page. The text color, the sidebar color, the border color, items that I'd mentioned earlier. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.